So going back to your story of growing up in the trailer park, were you a bit of a hustler back in the day? Did you have any stories about selling and buying and selling things?
Yeah, so I tell you, my first business my first business ever was cutting grass. So we'd get off the school bus every day and play baseball or football or basketball, whatever season it was, we'd play that, or in the neighborhood, in the streets. This was back when you just come home when the street lights came on, right?
Yeah. The good old days.
The good
Even I
days.
remember that though.
Yeah.
That was a thing for me when I was about
Yeah.
6, 7.
Yeah, playing in the yard. Like, you couldn't even come in the house. Like, get the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah. It's not dinner time yet.
Right,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
I'll tell you when your dinner's ready.
Yeah,
You can come
yeah.
home
You see
then.
that light right there when
That's
it comes
it.
on?
Yeah.
So this old man would pay me $7.50 to cut his grass, and I'm like, hey, this ain't bad, you know. So I start knocking doors, dude. I ended up getting like 5, 6 lawns pretty quick, and my buddies noticed I wasn't showing up, and they saw me pushing, and they saw I was making money. So they didn't want to cut grass anymore. They want to be a part of the business. So I'm like, flip a weed eater to one. One's going to pick up trash. My overhead got too high, went out of business. So
I suppose that taught you a lot of lessons about starting a business. So what was your
Well-
kind of next steps?
Well, I was going to say, then you went into construction from what I see. But how did you become a big gun? That's the big difference.
I shut my mouth and I found mentors. I think the best thing a young man could ever do is go seek out somebody that's 30 years ahead of him for 2 reasons. Number one, and I think the most important reason, is choosing the right vehicle. I got that wrong, in my opinion. I think that if I'd have picked a different business model, if I'd have put the same time, attention, and effort into a different model, because let's face it, construction is a rough, stressful, hard industry. It is brutal industry.
I actually say a similar thing, don't I? If I'd have put the amount of effort I put into my businesses into a different area,
Well,
Well,
brick
I've
and
said
mortar.
that. I've said
it
that
could
to
be
you. Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can take the same entrepreneur, same skill set, same talent, same drive, put one in vehicle A and one in vehicle B. This one looks like Steve Jobs. This one is bankrupt.
Yeah.
No, I truly believe that. Picking the vehicle is, I think, one of the most important things you can do before you start to use that energy capital in your life, especially when you're a young man. You have that unicorn blood, right?
I went with passion, which was probably the wrong way, to
Yes,
be honest.
I agree.
But I've beat a living out of it and done okay.
Yeah.
But
It's a
obviously,
long grind.
It's a long grind, absolutely long.
Right.
But at least you chose not necessarily a passion, I would say, putting up steel buildings. But
No, sir, it wasn't a passion. It was what was in my consciousness.
yeah.
You know, so that's what I knew to do. It was like, I always joke, it's like the only way we knew how to make doctor money was in boots, you know, and it's true. It's the only thing I knew. I didn't grow up in a neighborhood where there was doctors or lawyers or people that understood politics. None of these conversations were happening in my house. You know, it was about the light bill or whatever else was going on. Right. But
Did you find passion in it though? Like you said, you wasn't passionate about it
you can
initially.
get passionate about anything that's making money.
Yeah.
You know, your wrist never hurts when your jumper's on, right? So, yeah, you can get passionate about it real quick. I think what it really happens is that you find where you can be passionate about something. So I believe that business is by and largely a formula. You take out X and you put in Y. You know, I believe I can start plumbing coming tomorrow and be successful. I'm nowhere near a plumber, but I know damn good and well I could run a business as a subcontractor in any trade, because it's basically the same stuff. It's dealing with the men, it's the logistics, it's the contracts. It's like, no, you're not holding 10% retention, you're holding 5. I want net 30 from where, like, it's that game.
It's
that
the
you're-
stuff that people don't see.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
you're good
That's right.
at.
It's the insurance captive. It's having camaraderie with the men and knowing that you need to take them for a beer. You know, it's the showing up on a job site and start saying, hey, bro, y'all are killing this, and I appreciate it because it's hot right now, and start putting $100 bills in their tool belts. That's the kind of shit. You know, we keep up with our main guys' wives' birthdays. We send them to get their nails done. If you're not cool with that woman and you want her husband to go on the road for 3 months, you better have her in your corner. And so you better show her in love and acknowledge what she's going through with her husband being gone on the road for 3 months. You know, it's like those types of things that you end up learning in that process of growing that business. Because if you don't have her as an ally, you bad.